So hi, my name is Mayton. My proposal is called Diversity in Public Open Spaces, Designing a Place for Everyone in San Francisco. And this proposal stems from my longtime interest in public open spaces and urban plazas. And the question that I always ask myself, what kind of city would I like to live in? And in many ways, I feel like improving public space can improve the quality of life. And before entering the major, I really liked the experience of open spaces. And now as a landscape architect, I am curious as to how to design for them. And as a psychology double major, I want to understand what parts of designs can spark social interactions. And in focusing on a particular aspect of public spaces, there are three ideas that I'm interested in understanding. One being, what does democracy design in public open spaces mean? And two, what kind of space can serve and accommodate different interest groups, though not necessarily at the same time? And three, whether such a space can help facilitate understanding and appreciation in terms of diversity. The environment of the city has qualities that make public open spaces an interesting situation. So the number of people you pass by on a daily basis is fairly large. However, the number of people that you interact with are from little to none. And cities are the center of diversity, especially San Francisco, and cities are always changing. And so public open spaces are where all these qualities interact with each other. And my proposal focuses around the idea of loose urbanism, where if you look closely at what people do in spaces that aren't originally meant for them, then you'll see what people really need. And so they can take form in many ways. And when public conditions are ideal, people will perform activities beyond just the daily necessary ones. And in doing so, the amount of people using public space throughout the day will increase and lead to the 1 + 1 = 3 phenomenon, where people seeing other people use a space attracts even more people. And one interesting example of urban design that dealt with various user groups is Superkillen, an urban park located in the most ethnically diverse neighborhood in Copenhagen that tries to represent their embrace of cultural diversity in featuring some 60+ site furnitures from all over the world, and where the furniture becomes a major part of their programming. And the Chicago Millennium Park has been praised as a successful example of urban planning because of its ability to gather people in one spot with the amount of activity it offers. So there's something for everyone. There's recreation, garden retreats, exhibits, and entertainment. And San Francisco's past mayor envied Chicago, saying that it was a civic amenity that we would want to have as well. And as someone born and raised in San Francisco, I like to see more open space that can be used and enjoyed by residents, leading me to choose my project site in Civic Center Plaza, where those green patches are in front of City Hall. The central axes of the plaza align the main entrance of City Hall. The two sides of the axes are basically mirror reflex of each other, where the darker green highlights the lawn areas and the lighter green are children's playgrounds. And unfortunately, the plaza goes largely unused on a regular basis, and because the building entrances aren't directly on the plaza, there isn't really a need to walk onto the space unless, which is surrounded by roads on all sides. And my design would revolve around increasing usage of the place. The space has seen a number of movements related to the history of the United States, from anti-war protests to supportive gestures like the Victory Garden during World War II. And the most recent associated acts with the plaza have been related to the gay rights movement. And so this place has become a backdrop for San Francisco's political support of gay marriages. And during major events and festivals, like the screening of the 2014 World Cup, the entire space is filled with people. And so the plaza sits itself within the middle of City Hall, the Federal Court, a symphony theater, a major auditorium, and the main library. And what is odd about this place is that it is surrounded by governmental buildings and the more higher-end entertainment venues of San Francisco, but it has a large homeless population issue. And so the homeless can be seen residing in the area on a daily basis, deterring locals from using the space in a more regular manner. And recently, with the mid-market corridor renovations that the mayor has been pushing for, a lot of these homeless originally on Market Street has been pushed into the plaza. And the plaza is surrounded by multiple other neighborhoods, making it an ideal site to study diversity and how to accommodate and design for different communities. And so the median income level of the site is also very low, majority in the less than 30,000 category. Improving the site has the potential to improve the living conditions of those residing in the area as well. So the first component of my project would be to observe the public in the surrounding, and from the behavioral studies, note the actions or needs prominent in each public to profile and categorize as different interest groups. So I would like to also conduct surveys and feedback sessions at the plaza. The observations, surveys, and feedback combined will be used to develop a predictive model of the behavior of the local community. And so the predictive model itself will act as a site analysis and guide the reasoning behind my design plan. So my goal is to enhance programming and activities by providing a number of flexible elements that can be easily adjusted, put away, or propped up for the different user groups. This flexibility in use would increase plaza foot traffic throughout the day and create a dynamic space that has a capacity to meet the needs of an ever-changing city. And so while modular design is quite popular in architecture, and it's not so much used or established in landscape architecture. So I'll be looking into the various prototyping methods or urban interventions that have transformed spaces to meet the needs of those in the surrounding. And so in creating a flexible plaza that works with the different publics, my hope is that the space can be enjoyed on a daily basis and become a communal memory for everyone. Thank you.